So this is October Butterfly Kisses team meeting for 2023. Just some housekeeping coming up. We have World Tour that's open. Super excited. I'm going to be in Nashua, New Hampshire. That is the closest one to our Vermont location for those that are up in the Northeast. Some locations are already selling out. So the Pennsylvania location I've seen is already sold out. If you wanted that location, you have to find a different one. So make sure you register sooner than later so that your location that you want doesn't sell out. We have Power Hour still on Sundays where we go over what we're going for the week, set our goals for the week, and any income producing activities we want to discuss. And then we have two incentives happening right now. We have the incentive trip, which is point-based earned. And then we have the club incentive as well. There's lots of different ways to work on that club incentive. If you need some or you haven't looked at the team page, check there. There's another one I just got from Katie Lassiter yesterday that I will share also on the team page in the next 24 hours. Our topic today is going to be party outlines, what to post, all that fun jazz. And I'm super, super excited to have Courtney Edwards, who I presented with at World Tour last year, go over these. I'm going to ask her questions and she'll tell us what she's doing. She's been with Scentsy for a minute, 14 years, and this is now officially her full-time gig because this is what we do. So welcome, Courtney. I don't know if I have to unmute you. Hold on, we're having some technical difficulties. Well, she figures out unmuting and her camera. What I'm going to say is party outlines was discussed because this is our busiest time of the year. We sometimes get bored in our own parties. So I figured this was a good topic to be able to actually have with everyone. See what we're all doing, see what we're changing, see what others are doing that have been in Scentsy for a while, pre-pandemic, etc. And I see she's unmuted, so we're making progress.
Oh my God, it's still not. Oh,
yay! All right, let me spotlight you. Hold on. I still am figuring that out.
Oh yeah, you have to. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you're unmuted. And I think
you highlighted me? Come on.
I love video okay. Though.
There we go. I have to get my support animal stitch in on this here endeavor. Okay. So your first question that you had on that piece of paper for me was, what do I do for parties? Correct?
How do you party?
I party like it's 1999, frankly. Oops, what did I do? There we go. I party like it's 1999, and I do home parties. I do Facebook parties. I do show up and I'll be there parties. I do basically I don't do the scroll parties because honestly I've never seen anybody really have any level of success with them. I've seen people who roll them out pretty well, but people don't want to pop around like that in my experience. They want to stay where they are, which is Facebook or Instagram. And so I'm a keep it simple, do what works for you. When I started Scentsy, this is why I laugh when people tell me they're too busy. When I started Scentsy, I had 3 teenage boys plus 1 that lived at my house. So 4 teenage boys in my house. I had a full-time job, a part-time job, was in graduate school, and had an internship coming that 3 months after that. I told people I could have parties on Saturday mornings and Sunday afternoons. That's it. And people held parties on Saturday mornings and Sunday afternoons. And I I didn't even know what it was, but I still made Sensational Start level 1. So totally dumb luck. But I find coaching works. You have people like me who know how to throw a party. And you have people like probably 2/3 of the hosts that I have who have no idea how to throw a party, have no idea how to get people engaged, and they really need the hand holding. Like, no, you need to talk to your friends and family one-on-one, not just post it on a Facebook post. So I think that's where a lot miss the one-on-one conversations is the best part. I will say, I love to home party. That's probably my favorite. Because I can pick out the person who should be a consultant in the room and more. If there's someone who's meant to be a consultant in the room, I find them because their energy is there. One of the girls on my team, she hosted, like, in terms of she had it at her house. One of her family members having a party. The family member had a $700 party, and I said, yeah, when you sign up, this will be yours. She goes, when I'm done school, I'll sign up. And she's done great. So last week I was at a retreat and we talked about the different home parties. There seems to be a little stress, and feel free to toss out questions if you have them. I don't like necessarily the sound of my own voice. I'm more collaborative than I am the expert in the room. We tossed out ideas like a stocking stuffer party. I do scavenger hunt parties, which are great fun and usually pretty funny. I've done, there's, Heather Gorsuch does, I have this fancy blender, let's have a party. And like, so you come up with a party menu to like show in your VIP group. Yes, I'm a believer in a VIP group. If you're not, that's one thing I will say till the cows come home, have a VIP group. Your dirt people, scavenger hunt party. I'll tell you in a minute. VIP groups are where I get most of my hosts and most of my new recruits from. Scavenger hunt party is just that. So I haven't been really working in my office, so I don't know if I have a catalog here or not. So I take a catalog and I generally I have a spool of those number tickets, keep this one. Before I go to the party, I've already talked to the host, so I have a good idea like how many people are coming. And it really depends. You really want this you want at least 7 people to make this fun, because you want a little competition going between the peeps. I've done it for 2 very big parties and it works out well because it helps you just manage the chaos. So I generally start with core questions. I explain the rules. The person with the highest amount of tickets wins. I've done drawings before, and I've done having them keep their own score before. That doesn't really work well because you have one person who gives up. Handing them the ticket is really, I think, kind of the key to keeping them engaged, because then they're looking at who has more. And I generally take prizes for not really, but we can make it up. So my rules are this: they can ask questions about my business, they can ask questions about Scentsy, they can ask questions about products, and they'll get a ticket for each one. Yeah, give them the tickets are the best thing. Some people are like super competitive and it's kind of fun. All for this my little junk bucket. You gotta throw one good thing in there. And my questions, and yeah, so I mean that's it for rules. Like we're no fighting, no, good sportsmanship. We're here for fun, blah, blah, blah. So I start with, what scent in the catalog makes you think of our host and why? And I give a few minutes, I kind of poke around, and generally those are really funny. Particularly times when skinny dipping's in the catalog. Someone always does it. Then I say, oh, and by the way, if you're willing to host a party, you get 5 bonus tickets and 10 bonus tickets. And another question, and I do like 5 tickets for who can tell me how much it costs to join Scentsy, and that gives an opening to have that conversation, because someone's already looked. So the person's already looked, you already know they're kind of thinking about it. So then that's another little piece for the back of your brain, like, oh, okay, she's already, and then the conversation that goes, like, don't let it flow a little bit. And then I will ask, which one of these warmers in our catalog would you get for your best friend? Now I have them in the gift giving mindset. So I'm trying to think. So one party I did, it was right after Heidi's talk on the butterfly effect. I think it was the 2014 or 15. It must have been, it was the 10-year reunion. And I said, how many butterflies are in the catalog? And everyone came back with a different number. And they're like, well, how many is it? I'm like, I don't know. You guys just counted them. And they just died laughing. And then I asked, what's the best way to get wax out of a warmer? Right? Oh my God, they died. It was so funny. And actually 2 people from that party have since signed up and gone to the wayside, but still they had fun. Yeah. And so then I pull questions from asking the host who's going to be in the room. Or I'm also a big believer. Do you guys do jot forms? Like party registration jot forms. So if you know who's in the room, that helps you kind of lead the questions. If it's people that I know, a lot of times they'll ask, where's my next trip? Or what was my last trip? Or things like that. So I don't, it's hard to explain. I don't feel like I don't give the answers up front. I like to plant things to make them ask questions. So like they get a ticket for every question that's asked. So I want them to ask the questions because it's stuff they're interested in, not what I think they should be interested in. I cover, I will say, what's your scent, or what's a scent in our laundry line that you love? Just to get them used to the charts, and that builds a conversation around the charts. And it's not a dry way, like, because charts kind of are boring. So that's it. I keep it super simple. I go with 10 questions written on a card and add if I need to. But those are the core questions. What's it cost to be a consultant? Scent that makes you think of the hostess. What they get their best friend. Sometimes I ask where to find the new scents, what page. Getting them flipping through the catalog, and like somebody will find the warmers in the catalog pages, and some are like the chart. And so some people are more willing to explore. We'll leave it there. So it's super fun, super easy. You can cover the content. I sort of do make sure I try to hit on, hey, air purifier. Did you know we had one? Like, I cover the things that are, people know our warmers and wax. They don't necessarily know the rest. So I try to poke at those and get people involved in there. So I also do, drop form. I'm a believer in the drop form. I have actually switched my Facebook parties to adding everybody to my VIP group. Here's why. I'm not posting the same stuff every week to people who have been to 3 other parties from hosts that they've known before. It's all different content every week. I keep every day a theme, and I'm more consistent with my posting because every week. So Mondays I do the top 10 from the director's call. Tuesdays are tip Tuesdays, but right now it's so crazy with so much stuff. Today my tips were all around the collections and the collections that we have that they might have missed because they're not in the catalog. So if someone only has a catalog, they're missing, I would say, half of what we have to offer at this time. So I tend to like, okay, where do I put this? So tomorrow is Wax and Warmers Wednesday. I have fun with that. But let me tell you a little secret of what I've been doing and having really, really cool success with it. In an unexpected way. So I say, this is what I'm warming today in my VIP group. But on my regular Facebook page, I say, I'm making samples of this. Usually I just show the bar, right? So they can see the name of it and all that. Who wants one? I have picked up many, many new customers who are already my friends who weren't buying from me because I'm doing samples for them and sending them samples. So we all know getting it under people's noses is the key. So I have my hosts send people the link to the drop form. At the end of the drop form, it sends them to my VIP group. Now they can join or not, but I now have their address, their contact information, their tags for when the beta testing is done and we have our contact thing on the workstation that is going to be amazing. And then this is what I send. So, and these are also very similar to what I give out at events. Okay. So it has sample, scent of the month sample. And for the record, I make my samples out of a Scentsy warmer. Why people use candy warmers, I don't know. I dip it in like this. And why I leave the white is because the color contrast is really eye-catching and cool. And right now I'm doing 2. I usually only do 1, but this is one of the, have you had the Holly Jolly cider? Is that what it is? From the bricks. It is so good, y'all. You can tell we're Scentsy people smelling things. And then I do a couple of the already made samples. I have a recruiting postcard. Reasons to join: incredible projects, extra money, be your own boss, set your own schedule, world-class training, friendly business, low startup cost, generous compensations, incentives, team, community, opportunity for personal growth. Anyone can do this. Oh, and it's fun. And I have the QR code for my join page. I have my contact information, and I have a little ChatGPT assisted short story on why on my Scentsy why. I do a very old join brochure. I have a product sheet, and I've been doing these because, well, at first the harvest was sold out. So I just created this little do-jigger, and it has the QR code right. That might be to my website because when I made this, the collection wasn't out yet. And it just shows like the top products. And I have one for that and one for harvest. And last night I was like, well, you know what is not here? A note. So I printed on Avery. I pretended I had postcards, and I said, here's your happy mail. I hope you love all the samples. Be sure to check out the new scents on page 25. I have all the scent stickers on the page that has all the new scents. I hope you are in the lounge so you don't miss any news. There are things popping this time of year. Please don't hesitate to reach out with questions. I'm here to help. Happy fall, Courtney. And then I have a QR code to shop and a QR code to join my VIP group. So that I send to the people that do the drop form. And again, super easy. I hire my daughter-in-law to do my setup for me. She's gonna be mad that I messed up on her. But the lounge is my Courtney's in the know lounge is what I call my VIP group. Not really sure why I landed there, but I wanted it to feel like a cozy, safe place, home. And my dirt people are there, like all my friends and my family, they're there. I also do pouch parties. You gotta have a host that knows what they're doing to do a pouch party well. So I just had a host who did a $600 party. All she did was send the link out to people. I think she and one other person have joined my VIP group, but for the most part, she just sent her links out and talked to her people. So gotta love a host like that. I actually have a couple of repeat hosts. That was a first time host, but I do have repeat hosts who have that kind of mojo. And in this, it's the same thing. I gotta edit it. I got to edit this. The harvest brochure, because sold out, never available. The flowers are coming back. I've heard it. And the only thing different here is it has a catalog and some order forms, but it has a lot of the same stuff that's in here. And again, I communicate. No, I don't use any. No, I don't use any automatic upload. I utilize. Hold on. I'll get back to that. I don't use any like Visibly. Not is that the name of it? Because here's why. I hate Pampered Chef parties. If you love Pampered Chef, sorry. But here's my personal truth. I hate Pampered Chef parties. You know why? Because there's nobody there doing them. They have programmed it in, and all they're doing is running a script. Yes, I have a script. It's super personalized to me, and this is why for me switching my party to my VIP group made so much sense. It would take me 2 hours to, if I had, because this time of year it would be like 4 or 5. I don't have a mock party. I could show you, and I could add you guys to an old party. Maybe they notice when people show up though. I could kick people out. Yeah, I can do that. I tend to customize it because I know my hosts. I know I have very few random hosts. It does happen now and again, but I'm not doing a party for Lily Beth in California who found me on Instagram. I'm not that cool. So I do have a script, but again, it's walking through the catalog. I can share with you guys if you want. I have I've made this or that's for the holiday season and the harvest things. Some of them won't still work because the things have been sold out. Not the holiday, but and I haven't really. Yeah, I just made the holiday ones. But I use those in my VIP page on Wednesdays. And like tomorrow, I will post the rest of my holiday this or that. So I should open my chat because I see when they pop up, but if they go away before I look. Holly, yeah, Holly Jolly Cider. Not sorry about that. I did buy all the wax today in Scentsy Club. I bought that wax, and I bought the wax from the cowboy collection. Because everyone kept telling me, because I might have a thing for Yellowstone. Everyone kept telling me that I needed the hometown cowboy. I might have a thing for Rip. Dun, dun, dun. All right, just make sure I got all the questions. So as for the jot form, the link doesn't matter. Because I send them all to one jot form, and I'm really explicit on asking who the host is. And on my jot form, I say, who is the person who invited you? Or who is the person who sent you this link? I go live on Thursdays, but last week, again, at a retreat, and you know how things pop when Scentsy people are together, the ideas pop, and you're like, oh. So one of my friends does an hour-long party in her Facebook party. So she does Facebook parties separate, but it can still work if you're doing it in your VIP group. So she like programs her parties around like a theme. Like she had princess trivia questions and stuff like that. So every 5 minutes she does a different post, and people are there and answering the questions. And she's like, but that engagement brings up the engagements in my whole group and changes her algorithm for the week. So right now it's just hair on fire, right? We get things coming every week, so we don't have to do specific theming, because right now we are harvest, Halloween, Christmas, a little bit of Thanksgiving, but with Tom sold out, what the heck are we going to do now? I had it taken out of my cart. I was a little traumatized. So when I go live in my parties, I use Kimberly Polito's idea for partying in my customer VIP group. She would do like a survey, a poll, like what people wanted to talk about, which you could do that Wednesday night, which I think is kind of like, do you want to talk about collections? Do you want to talk about specific product categories? So you're going to toss out what you want to talk about and kind of narrow it down. Then they pick the ones. So that's what I go live about, and I literally go live for like 20 minutes, and that's it. I'm one of those. Anybody else get super nervous when people are actually watching your live? No, just me. I get more tongue-tied when people are watching. I don't know why. I do only go live once in my VIP group on Thursdays. So that's and so here's the thing. I've been with Scentsy for 14 years. In 2020, it all changed. Like me, March of 2020, I'm like, what do I can't go to people's houses. How am I going to do business? So that's when the bingo parties popped up. And so one of my downline does bingo parties, and she has people pick 5 cents instead of doing BINGO. She pulls from her cent bag, right? And that's simple and great idea. So yeah, well, it was so funny last week, because a lot of the people at the retreat had joined since 2020 and they've never done face-to-face parties. And me, I'm like, I love face-to-face parties. And I leave parties open. I tend to try to do 2 weeks. I'm not doing a Facebook party group, because again, what made the most sense to me when Kimberly Polito was talking about it is, we do these Facebook party groups. We're engaged for a week, blah, 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 and then like nothing. And there's so much those people are missing. Like, they can leave my group after the party if they want to. They're probably not going to. They're probably going to stay. Like I've had people at events join my group and stay in my group, and they, they'll pop up every now and again and ask for a sample or whatever, and that's fine. But boy, when they think of Scentsy, they're probably going to think of me still. So it's about, I hate the phrase building your brand, but it's really about building your brand. I really, when my divorce happened, I really like, all right, I got to lean into this. I got to be the Scentsy lady. I want to be the person people think of when they think of Scentsy. And it like my Jeep has Scentsy for the license plate. My Jeep has a Scentsy tire cover. Like they're, I drive around town, people pretty sure it's me. Yeah. So my group is more than just customers. It's whoever wants to be there. Correct. And it's tends to be like, I don't kick people out if they don't order. I probably like, I'll go through and edit somebody who hasn't had 0 engagements or whatever. Did I miss a question? Do I do other giveaways in my VIP group? No. I spoil my clubbers. I have one who, like, as soon as she's done school, I'm signing that woman up. She's a civilian, for lack of a better word, that I met at a world tour. And we have been like friends ever since. And like, she is a Scentsy addict. She actually she posted a video of herself cleaning the warmer with rubbing alcohol in my VIP group. Oh no. My superstar director pointed out that's an amazing thing and got her warmers all clean. Yeah, I know. And I'm like, doesn't that void the warranty? Letting it go. I'll see if I can find where I found this in my, so this I got from Karen Smith Hesser Smith. But it's a party packet that it folds like this. It's kind of a weird, but it talks about all the things your host needs to know. Now, granted, we know half of them aren't going to read a word. That's when you go, did you read what I sent you? Making the wish list it actually works. My most recent host, like when I told her she had $87 worth of free stuff, she's like, oh my God, I had light bulbs on my list. And I'm like, I'm gonna need to make a bigger list. I felt like the guy in Jaws, like, we're gonna need a bigger boat. But it talks about how to earn the free stuff, but this is truly like gold. And it totally needs an update because I'm pretty sure one of the things was not right. And I was like, PDF, I can't edit it. And then it even talks about flipping the party. So it has like all the details, and there is a spot for a sticker. I do. So the other thing is I will go through my VIP group and send them Happy Mail. Like, I am a big believer in the Happy Mail. I try to be consistent. I'm not that great. From like April to July, I'm not great. Not gonna lie. Thank you notes go out egregiously late. I'm like, and I don't really know why. Yeah, like the people who are engaged, the people who order, I send them, and especially like a catalog changeover. They're gonna get a catalog. They're gonna get a few samples. They're gonna get some fun stuff from me. So I'm pretty sure none of my customers like I've run into so many people who go, I used to have a Scentsy lady. I bought something and I never heard from her again. I try not to be that guy. Because that's, yeah, that's what not to do, in my opinion. But the party and the getting the scents under the noses is where it's at. And I will tell you, here's the other thing. resiliency and flexibility will be your friend as you embark on home parties, because you're going to have parties that go sideways on you. You're going to have parties that end up not being at all like what you planned. But if you roll with it, that gets appreciated. Like, I have done a number of parties where I literally sit at a dining room table with the people that my host has invited, and they're just smelling things. And we're talking about life. They're asking questions, but there's no gimmick. There's no party, whatever. They're simply asking questions. And I love the authenticity of that, because I sold another brand back in the day that they taught you how to demo the products and how to do it. And and how to burp the products. And I love the product. Like, literally my kitchen is full of said product, but I didn't want to sell. And I came into Scentsy and I'm like, I just love the product. I mean, who doesn't love glacier water? Can we talk about glacier water? I mean, just give me okay, when you're in parties, anybody, can you pass a bar without smelling it? Nope. Like, I literally, every time I'm like, oh wait, I gotta smell it first. Oh my god, it's so good. Unless it's what is that? Guava nectar, honey guava. And I will tell you, like, one of my favorite things at a home party is when I hand a buddy around. What does everybody do? They smell their butts. And I wait till everyone hands it around and everyone has smelled their butt and there's nothing in my, nothing in the back. And I'm like, yeah, are you all aware that you just smelled my buddy's butt? Am I wrong though? Does everyone not smell their butts? Like, and the thing is clearly in the back, but they were like, so like, make people laugh and you're creating memories. And that's when they will go like, oh, she was fun to have a party with. And she will reach out to you. So not everybody's going to want to have a party. You're going to get the vibes from people. Unless it's blueberry, unless it's blueberry cheesecake. I am the same with blueberry cheesecake. And one of my downline directors, it's like her favorite scent still. I'm like, but we have so many actual good ones. What are you doing? That one's Edie. Yeah, it's her. It's one of her favorites. But like, and also like, I've been in meetings for my former day job where they're like, what is the lizard behind you? I'm like, it just smells good. Anytime you can just build a conversation. All right, unmute everybody. Anybody have questions? Like, I'm a conversation person.
I mean, I've been typing mine in the chat and you've been answering them. So,
all right.
Most people do bedtime around here, so they stick earbuds in when they listen.
Gotcha.
So like, we have a quieter group usually at that time for that reason.
Did I answer all of the questions on the piece of paper?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need like a jot form and some some outlines. I love the scavenger hunt idea. I'd love to hear more about the stocking stuffer party. I know that was something that happened in the retreat.
We were just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck. But think about it. Like, you can go and just bring, don't take warmers, or take a warmer, because a wax can be stocking stuffer. This can be a stocking stuffer. Like, a flower can be a stocking stuffer. And then all they got to do is buy the candy that they won't eat. Yeah, I'm not wrong.
I know.
I literally had one year where I went upstairs and grabbed a bag from my son's bedroom and brought it downstairs and put it back in a stocking from the year before. And he was like, is this the stuff from my room? Yes, it is. Because it was still in the bag.
One of the biggest things I emphasized, and I wrote it at the end, is if a party doesn't excite you, it's not going to excite your customer. And one of the things
Correct.
you emphasized on is why do individual ones when you're going to engage with them for a week, you're going to be done, and then they're just kind of like out there. So like if it's boring to you, like switch it up, make like change what you're doing.
Right. And honestly, I told my VIP group I was trying this. I started the shift over in probably September. It's been smooth. I've been more consistent. I have more engagement in my VIP group. Not like I have one host who just doesn't listen.
We all do.
That. And but she went and got the order. So she shared her link with everybody. So okay. I mean, I'm like, again, keep it simple. You don't have to follow my rules. I am not a drill sergeant. But if you want a successful party, let's have them be where the information is in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I worked, and I also made albums in my group for the warmers, albums for the unplugged. So yep. I made one lesson though, you start from the back of the catalog and work forward, because they save it like
oh, didn't even think of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So if you create the albums, you go from the back to the front, because they load
the warmers in the front.
Yeah, you can't change the order. I was like, snap.
And you do that each well, this is your first catalog doing this, so
first catalog doing it, but I can go in and I can delete those albums and just add new ones. So, and it keeps the work in one spot, right? Yep. That's the other thing. It keeps it all in one spot. Like the more, like, I don't even think Kimberly Pleto still does it this way, but I'm like, the more I think about this, the more I ponder it, the easier it is for everybody. And again, if they're a host that just is going to send out links, that's all they're going to do. They're going to send out links, and then the conversation with me and the host isn't. I have a little bit of a script on my boards, but it's not. I end up editing the heck out of it, which is why I kind of got frustrated with Amy towards the end, because like the scripts were also very forced. I like authenticity.
Guidelines in a way. It's not a script, but it's a guideline, and that you can edit as the situation edits itself.
Right. And I could send you the script that I use. You're just not going to understand what the heck I was doing. And I can send one. You're going to get the gist of it. And so my other job that I had prior was in marketing. And Scentsy, I think, has taught me more than that job did. It's always about telling the story. So don't just fact people. They can get that from the catalog. Tell a story. Because like a lot of people, that's why I like the in-person parties better, because you can make sure you cover all the bases. You can't force somebody to go look at something. My son was my assistant, and he like set up a Discord channel for Scentsy with me. And the trouble with that is getting people off Facebook to go to Discord is a little challenging, but really a useful tool if you could get people there. And it's not like you can't expand your business there, because people have to choose to be in that channel. But I mean, I have updated like the harvest stuff and things like that, but it's a native land for him and not necessarily for my customers. Although he did say, let me show Nan how to do it, and then we'll see. And he goes, yeah, Nan's biggest challenge was figuring out how to open a new tab. And we both did this.
But I mean, it's a way to hit a different generation, potentially, eventually.
Right. And you wanna, don't shy away. I liked the idea of having a party menu, because like when I sold the other brand, we would do pajama parties. People would come in their pajamas. Like I literally the first Caribbean cruise I went on in 2015, one of the guys there, he built his business taking his blender and a thing of margaritas to a host's house every Friday night, and he was booked out doing that. like booked out as far as he could go. So, you know, it's those types of things you have to keep in mind. Like you said, you want to have fun with it. You want to create a little memorable experience. Because I had somebody come to me, if one of when I signed up, there were 5 other people in my town who I knew who were selling Scentsy, but also very different circles. Kids were younger, like totally different circles. There was some overlap, but not substantial. And they were like, "Oh my God, she did this really fun party." Well, she did the it was a little. It's if I have to think to try to remember it, it's just too hard for me. Like she did the dice game, which I never really. But
The dice with the saran wrap stuff.
no. So like if you get a prize if you roll the dice and it's this. I prefer like the envelope with the number on it behind me. You know what I mean? So again, I keep it simple. I tend to stay busy. So that's how I party.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to stop the recording.
So I need to send jot form.